This week on BRC TV, we chat with one of Queensland's most popular trainers, Brian BJ Smith, who celebrates his 80th birthday this weekend. Well, BJ, congratulations on the big milestone coming up this weekend, 80 years old. Did you ever think you'd make it?
To be honestly, no, you know. I've had a lot of health issues over the years, and anyway, when I started going with Emma and a few years back, and we got married, well, I promised I'd live to 100. So when I have my hip done and can get back playing golf again, I'll be really 100%.
In some ways, it's a job that you never retire from. Can you see yourself giving it away ever?
No, well, if I give this away, I'd have to get a job, really, wouldn't I? Or just lay in bed. And how fantastic to be able to come down to these nice stables every morning. It's a credit to the Brisbane racing. I've been all over the world and seen different stables, but these are the best that I've seen anywhere in the world. And to come down here every morning and work I've only got a dozen horses at the moment, and really enjoy it.
It's been a wonderful ride you've been on. You started out as a jockey and had good success there, and then you're probably in your mid-30s when you got that champion racehorse Balmerino.
Yes, and that was incredible. But it's when you're back then and you want to achieve something. It's like these athletes; they want to achieve something, and what I've felt is with a horse, if you haven't got something big in mind for them, they'll never get there. You have a lot of disappointments on the way and everything, but if you've got highs for them, they'll, like Balmerino took me, I just believed he was going to, when he won the Wellington Derby so easy, I just said, what next for Balmerino? And I said the Arc de Triomphe or something like that, and they didn't even know how to spell it. But, it was a dream of mine to do that.
And he did you proud, didn't he?
He did. He just, well, I had nothing. He was rated 134.5.
By time form?
Yeah, time form. Yeah. And to run second to a ledge, given a ledge weight, was enormous. But a lot of the good horses coming out here now, good horses are stayers are 126. Yeah. Well, he was 134 something, so no, he's a marvellous horse.
So he's a good benchmark to have early on in your training career, isn't he? But there's been plenty of good ones since then, obviously not quite as good, but you've had one good enough like Kessam to take you to Hong Kong and win a big race over there.
Yeah, I think Kessam, I started to compare him because when we were in Hong Kong with him, and we were taking the saddles back down, and I'd ridden him work them that morning, no rider to ride him work, and I'd taken my shoes off and put the skull cap on and rode him work myself in my socks. And when I come in, there was one bloke sitting in the stand, and I saluted him, and but I said to this French trainer going down, I wouldn't care today whether he was in a 1200 or a mile and a half. It was 1800, and he looked at me stupid. But after the race, he said, "I think you were right about that horse."
Then, of course, Circles of Gold. She not only did it on the racetrack, but then left this wonderful legacy as a broodmare. Tell me about Circles of Gold winning that AJC Oaks, but then of being able to see her progeny, not just Elstrom and Harada, but the further descendants who've had great success internationally as well.
Yeah, well, they hadn't bred Frank Tagg. We bought her, but the reason I suggested to buy her, there was a good mare in New Zealand called Goodvink, Second Dam, and she was tough. And but these are the fluke decisions that are made, and can get a huge result. I've all through life I believe that you fail, and if you do the right thing and you follow along, and the good will come with it.
Yeah, and the stables now also, you're a hotel in a way, that you get some visiting horses here, and the Friedman brothers have used these stables extensively. Tiger Malay stayed here, and they bring their horses up here week to week now, they're winning races?
Huge, you know, and I feel quite proud to be able to do that for them. They only get off the float on a Thursday morning, and they're well, and so all we've got to do is just rehydrate them and you know, check if everything's right with them, and give them a little canter and line them up race day, and then they leave a couple here all the time for a month, and I'm very proud to be able to do that for them.
Barry Lockwood and you go back a long way. Barry tells this story about the day he started working for you, and he turned up and you were backing out the driveway on your way to Brisbane when you were in Sydney, and you said the keys are here and the checkbook's there. Is that right?
Yep. I got nearly to the lights at the top of the Rose Hill and got onto the running. I had a Mercedes then, and I haven't got one now, but I just stood out of the car and yelled out to him, the checkbook's in the second drawer.
Barry Lockwood, you've known BJ longer than most people. You'd have a few stories to tell over those 35 to 40 years.
Yes, we probably have, but a lot I couldn't put on camera, that's for sure.
Well, give us something. Is he known as a hard worker?
Never worked in his life as far as I know, but that's only in the last 40 years. But no, he's a great organiser, and he always finds someone to do the running. Yeah, well, we want to wish you all the best, Brian. You've been a great mate for 1,000 years, and hopefully another 1,000. All the very best.
Oh yes, Mari and I both, and the family, would love to wish him all the best for his happiest 80. It's pretty hard to forget his birthday, the same as the horses. Of course, the horses always come first, but never mind. BJ and had a long association, lovely time. He's has a touch of genius. I wish he could find one like Val Marino again, but tomorrow's another day.
I'd just like to wish him a happy birthday, and I'll tell you what, there'd be no one sharper on course than BJ Smith. He's got a very, very sharp mind and still moves quite good for I'm not going to say an older fellow, but a more mature gent. But he's a terrific bloke, he's my neighbour. He's always had to lend a hand or give a bit of advice, and I always thank him for that.
I reckon the biggest one one of his hates is he's out there trying to watch his horses work, and you sort of go to talk to him just asking something simple. Go away, I'm busy watching the horse work. But as I said, he's a great person, he's good to have around, and he's probably really good for the racing industry. And as I said, we don't have enough of these sort of people around, really.
I'm enjoying life to the extent that really I don't have to travel, and we was only up, you know, to the Gold Coast or to the Sunshine Coast, and but don't worry, I like winning, as you can know at the races.
Bart joins us now, and I don't know about you, but I'm in desperate need of a winner after last week. It was a very bleak day for me. It was 2-minute noodles for my kids last Saturday night.
Again,
They're getting used to it.
Look, I think everyone was in the same boat. There was some upsets there last week. Look ahead, positive.
Oh, well, you're being positive because you've found a couple at value for us this week. Let's start with the first one.
Yeah, look, Jasui Bell in race 7. Can she run 1,200? I'm not sure, but at $10 with 51.5 kilos on her back after the claim, I think that she's worth a gamble. I liked her first up run. I thought it was terrific behind an emerging talent in shooting for gold, and I liked the way she presented prior to the race. I think she's set for a good campaign.
Another one at odds is Bruce Hill seems to have uncovered a horse with a bit of a potential.
Yeah, look, Alatar, the 59 kilos is a real concern, and he does get back his racing pattern, so he needs tempo on in the race, but he's rounded him up his last 2 starts, and one was here at Eagle Farm, and then last start he was a mile off them, and I liked his turn of foot at the finish, so I'm happy to go with him. A bit concerned about the weight, and could you get someone to go along a bit in front?
One, it's a shorter quote, but one that was probably a touch stiff last time off a wide gate, draws better this time.
Yeah, Luna Mia, I thought her run was very good behind C. Ray to come from back. It wasn't a real disadvantage to be a bit wide that day, but like what she did the last 200 metres, found the line. I don't think the step up to 1,400 is any real concern on the evidence of that run, and she's coming back in grade. I know she goes up a bit of weight, but she ran in a black type race first run here in Queensland this winter, and she's back here to a benchmark 72. I think that gives her a good each way chance.
Oh, I'll give her strength, and look, I've had to try and turn to the Olympics to find a winner this week.
Oh, Ariane, you beat on her.
That's it. Good luck, Bart.
Yeah, thanks, mate.